New accusations tonight in the voter registration scandals that involves the radical left-wing activist group Acorn. Michigan's Attorney General is now investigating hundreds of suspected fraudulent voter registration forms, and he has filed charges against at least one Acorn worker. Bill Tucker has our report. Bill?
Lou, a voter registration worker with Acorn, is behind bars in Jackson, Michigan. Antonio Johnson, a convicted felon, is now charged with 6 counts of forgery for falsifying signatures on voter registration forms. He faces up to 14 years in prison on each count. Acorn, for its part, says it does not tolerate its workers breaking the law and that anyone found doing so are fired, as has been Mr. Johnson. An Acorn spokesman also, though, tends to dismiss criticism of its voter registration work as politically motivated. It's a response, however, that rings hollow for critics of the group, including some who have been aligned with Acorn in the past.
The only response so far is everybody's a liar but us. We're square. Just celebrate the voters. It's all these bad people that we've got over here doing all this wrong. It's not us.
Now, Hall thinks the Acorn leadership needs to take responsibility for its problems and put a stop to them. He and other critics point out this is not a first-time offense, but that Acorn voter registration drives have drawn attention in recent years because of the persistent fraudulent voter registration forms that are being submitted, Lou.
All right, Bill. Thank you very much. Bill Tucker. In Pennsylvania, another key battleground state, also new allegations of voter registration fraud against Acorn. Drew Griffin is live at Philadelphia. He has the latest for us tonight. Drew?
And Lou, just echoing what Bill Tucker said, you know, it's year after year that election officials are telling us they have a problem with Acorn. Now Philadelphia has sent 1,500 Acorn registration forms over to the U.S. attorney here for possible criminal investigation. They've tossed out another 6,200 that were just bad. And by the time this election is over, they are saying that it probably is going to be around 10,000. That's the number of registration forms handed in by Acorn that are just no good. And it's really mucking up the system as they try to process all the new applications for voters who really do want to legitimately vote in this election.
Drew, you've been reporting on this on Acorn for some time now. In the case of Philadelphia, 8,000 forms. That's what, about 10? Is that about 10% of what they've submitted?
Yeah, they have, according to election officials here, submitted 78,000 applications.
Yeah.
Now, those numbers I gave you, Lou, were up until September. And so everything processed after that, they won't be able to actually spit out until after the election. It's not to say that those fraudulent voter registration cards are going to mean there's going to be fraudulent voters out there. They just have put them aside. They'll deal with the criminal aspect of that later. But up to 10,000, I mean, it's a big chunk of these registrations that have to be processed that they know they're just bad.
Absolutely. Well, Drew, thank you very much. Drew Griffin, appreciate it. Reporting from Philadelphia. Let me turn to you first, Hank Shankov. This is a pattern. 13 states, it's Acorn. They describe themselves as nonpartisan. It's clear that they're supporting Barack Obama. It's clear they're a Democratic Party adjunct. It is also clear that at least 40% of their funding that's being intermingled with other activities is coming from the federal government. This is nonsense. Why in the world is it being tolerated by either party?
It's being tolerated by either party because both parties have a problem. They're not really parties. They don't get people out. They don't register them effectively. And what they're doing is hiring vendors to do their work that they should be doing, number one. Number two.
So both parties are effectively cheating the system, cheating the American people, meanwhile claiming that they are representing the people's interests.
Both parties are not doing anything at all. And what they're doing is vending it out. Like the Bush administration has done, it's the same game, Lou.
It's the same game, but this one is being carried out by the Democratic Party.
No question about it.
All right. Thank you very much, Hank Shankov.